Good morning. Bill Hurtado, Transwest Truck Trailer RV, with you again this fine morning. I have a special treat for you today. You can see what we're looking at today. Many of you know these are not available. If you want an EKKO right now and we get you on the order, we've got some coming in right now that people have been on the list for a year. So these are really tough to come by. A lot of reasons for that: chassis shortage, what have you. There's been some delays, but production is moving now. It's going to be a while before I can get you one. But special treat wise, this 2022 EKKO was a factory demo. So our factory rep, Jeff, drove this around the country to show to prospective dealers, place orders off of it, show the general public, so to speak. And now it's ready to go into somebody's hands on a retail level. So let's talk about this right here. Virtually unused. Haven't used the water system, haven't used the toilet, hasn't been slept in. It's basically just been a show unit. Has just under 15,000 miles on it. So that being said, there's plenty of the Ford warranty left in the 5-year, 60,000 mile powertrain and the 3-year, 36,000 mile chassis warranty. As far as the house portion goes on this, of course, when we sell this, we're going to go completely through it and make sure everything's dialed in for you just right. But what a great opportunity. I had to turn my phone off because I know some of you are going to be calling me immediately for this thing. A lot of people want the EKKO. It's the hottest selling thing on the planet right now. And obviously, you know, we know that because we've been a year out, actually over a year. So let's talk about this a little bit, and I'll go turn my phone on when the video's over, and I expect to hear from you because this is a golden opportunity for you right here to get that EKKO that's just been out of reach. So greatly reduced price on this thing, over obviously what a new one's going to cost you, and it's available right now. So the chassis, big deal on the chassis. This Ford Transit chassis is absolutely fantastic. A lot of our customers, rather a lot of our Winnebago customers, will go to a Revel because they want the 4-wheel drive aspect, or perhaps an Era or a Bolt, which you can get either way. They like that 4-wheel drive. Well, this just slightly larger motorhome right here is all-wheel drive. So that's a big plus. This also has a fantastic engine in it. The 3.5 liter EcoBoost with 310 horsepower and 400 foot-pounds of torque has been around since 2011. Obviously, they've made some little improvements and changes on it since then, but it's tried and true. It's proven. It's absolutely fantastic. Ask a Ford guy. He's gonna tell you, oh, the EcoBoost, yeah, those are fantastic. That coupled with the Select Shift 10-speed transmission makes this thing absolutely wonderful to drive. 310 horsepower, 400 foot-pounds of torque, 10-speed transmission. It's wonderful, and all-wheel drive. So fantastic right here. Now, this particular unit, in full disclosure, this has some very mild hail damage on the hood up here. I didn't see it anywhere else on this thing. The rest of it's fiberglass, but there's just some very little cosmetic on this thing. You have to look pretty close to see it. If you get the angle just right, you'll see a couple dimples, but hasn't affected, its usability at all, of course. All right, so I wanted to point out a few things on this while we're outside here. The overall length on this thing is 23 foot 3 inches. Many of you have heard me talk about the importance of being in a shorter motorhome so you don't have any restrictions on state and national parks. Nearly all have a 30-foot limit to go in and stay with an RV. But many of those now have switched to a 26-foot limit. That has eliminated a lot of people between that 26 and 30 foot length to go where they want. No restrictions here. 23 foot 3 inches, you can still go to all of them. Another thing I love about this, the industry has seen a reduction in overall width on mini motorhomes. M-I-N-I, not M-A-N-Y. I guess you could say either. But this mini motorhome right here, I've seen the Winnebago Navion come from, you know, their regular mini Winnie has come down to the Navion, so it's down to 94 inches. And then we've seen some that have come down to 90 inches. This is 86 and a half. And the reason that's important is because there's still plenty of room inside for you to do what you want to do, but it's amazing how well it fits in the lane. So when you're looking in your rear view mirrors, you've got a lot of room on each side right there. You're not fighting like the big boys to keep that thing centered in the lane and gripping the wheel tight. It's very smooth and easy, lots of great visibility, and your lane position right there is easy to maintain. So I like that as well. Another thing, this is only 10 foot 6 inches. I wrote 10.5, I almost said 10 foot 5 inches. I want to get it right for you. 10 foot 6 inches overall height, 80-inch interior height. So think about how tall you are, men, and you'll know whether or not you're going to be comfortable in this thing with that 80-inch height. 25-gallon fuel supply. This has 50 gallons of fresh water capacity. Really good for its size. And a 51-gallon gray tank. Now, I'm not going to tell you any specs on the black tank because this has the cassette style toilet, which I'll show you over on the other side over there. And then a 13-foot awning, power awning on this side right here. So a lot of you that are looking for an EKKO know all this stuff, but this is for mostly for those of you who have never seen one of these. You'll see now why this is the hottest selling RV on the planet right now. Absolutely fantastic. Couple of options you can get on these. This particular one does not have the pop top up above. So because of that, without the pop top, you can get the outdoor kitchen. The outdoor kitchen is a slide tray that comes out with a cooktop and a refrigerator, second refrigerator outside over here. Well, this one is not equipped with that, but let me get the right combination here. But we do have just the compartment itself. So nice and big in there. Lots of room for extra stuff. You've got your outside connection for a television and a 12-volt outlet out here in case you want to use a DC powered television. If it's AC powered, you've got your outlets, of course, outside. So that can sit right here or inside that compartment. Without the outdoor kitchen in there, you got space for that television in there. This has the Truma system on it. So the Truma system, I will say, now that I have an RV with the Truma system, I've learned to love this thing. The efficiency factor is amazing. So imagine a boiler or a vessel full of glycol, and then that circulates through the unit and dumps your heat out evenly throughout the entire thing. So once that glycol heats up via electricity or propane, then the heating process starts for your comfort heating on the inside. This particular one right here is the water heater aspect of it. So it has your hot water line running through this thing. It's an on-demand, essentially unlimited hot water you're gonna get with the EKKO right here. All right, we've got two removable 20-pound LP bottles right here. Easy to exchange, not a fixed unit on here, the permanently mounted tank. And then you've got an outdoor barbecue hookup or accessory for other propane outside over here. This is where the EKKO really shines. Small unit, huge storage capacity. So I'll let you take a look in there. First thing you see down at the bottom is the removable pan. That's going to catch all your dirt and debris and what have you. You notice there's 3 doors. I've got door number 1 open, and there's one in the back and one clear across on the other side. Over on the other side, you'll also see that small round vent. So that gets heat from the Truma system pouring in here. So you can keep this area warm as well, and that's adjustable to close off a certain amount. You've also got DC outlets in here. You've got tie downs that you see up on both sides of the roof of the compartment right here. Well, those can also be moved down to the bottom. So several ways to tie down your gear that's back here. I suppose you could even put an unruly kid in here for, you know, another bedroom area. All right, we got proximity sensors on this thing, so that'll help you navigating. It'll warn you in case of an impending collision. This does have a 5,000-pound hitch. It's down underneath there a little ways. Now, being recessed back there a little bit like that, most people may want to consider using a little bit longer drawbar to get that ball out a little bit further back here. That's easy. No reason not to do that. All right. So there was a little extra storage available over here. I'm sorry, up here. And then this is the wet bay over here. So freshwater tank fill, manifold system. Depending on what operation you want to do, you will have the ability to follow the color code right there, whether you're winterizing, sanitizing, you want to fill your freshwater tank off the city inlet. You also have a water pump switch out here. You have a hot and cold sprayer, so you can shower outside. And room for a sewer hose, as you can see down below. And then low point drains. So nice, easy to use setup on that. Winnebago's done a good job on making things very simple for the end consumer to use their products. You noticed in that back storage was the shore cord. That 25-foot cord is a 30 amp. It's going to connect right here and plug in for you at your campsite. This is the heating aspect of the Truma system right here. So that it's the vent coming out, the hot air coming out the back over here. This is where the cassette toilet is. So this pops open and you can pull out that 5-gallon, go dump it, recharge it, put it back in. The beauty of having a cassette style system on this, especially here in Colorado, is because people want to use their unit in the wintertime, but they may not want to go through the anguish of winterizing and de-winterizing. So you can leave this unit winterized and still use the toilet in here. So kind of a nice dual duty type setup for you. This does have a 4,000 watt LP generator, which is now 3,600 watt. So there's a 10% reduction for propane. So that 3,600 watt generator right there has 112 hours on it right now. Pretty sure I'm right about that. I looked at it a couple hours ago, so I've slept since then. All right, and then lastly, over here, let me figure out where I'm at. Over here, we've got our 2,000 watt inverter and battery storage right here. So there is room for another battery if you want to do, expand your capacity by 50% right there. But this is going to hold up really well for you. It's going to be plenty of battery power. That coupled with the solar up on the roof is going to keep you out there for a long time if you choose to go boondocking. All right. So that pretty well covers the outside. There's a lot of things inside I want to talk to you about. Again, many of you have seen the EKKO before. You know what it's all about. They've made a couple little minor changes on this from this 22 to the 23 models. but nothing real major. So let's go inside and take a look. I'm gonna start off back here in the bedroom and show you just how spacious this thing is. Got a really nice, big, fantastic bedroom right here. Long twin beds, and this can be filled in this center section right here to make one big giant bed if you so desire. There's hookups for television, there's AC outlets, there's heat back in this area from that Truma system, there's overhead storage, and the air conditioning is back here as well. So from this point where you're looking right now, it's important for you to know there's drawer storage on both sides. And then these are closets down here. And make it a little easier for you to see that. These beds will raise up and you can see there's the rod to hang that stuff down below. So both sides tilt up like this for easy access underneath. You have the Frawley system on here for added comfort. That has been a big hit. While we're here, I want to demonstrate the window in this thing, rather windows. I've got these in my RV too, and it's one of those things that just gets me excited because it's the greatest invention. So this is a polycarbonate. They like to use the term unbreakable. Well, at some point everything's breakable, right? But truly, you can take and throw a brick at this thing from outside and it's going to bounce off. I don't know of another window you can say that about. But what's nice here is this thing will stop in multiple positions for you to get as much air as you want in there. You notice there is a slight tint to it, which is nice. You also have screen that comes down from the top, and you've got the full block out from the bottom. Now here's the thing that's really nice on this. Oh, by the way, the red handles are indicative of it being an escape window, okay? But there's 2 slots on here. And this is important because if I bring this all the way in and latch it, I've got a nice full seal all the way around. But what's lovely about this is being able to go into the center slot right here. Now I latch this in the center slot. I have a slight gap going all the way around, so just a little bit of airflow for freshness, but still full security. So that's really nice. They did a great job. Whoever invented these windows, and I know they use them in multiple brands, but they're a genius. They really are. All right, so we're gonna move forward here a little bit. This thing has a great refrigerator in it. You know, it's fairly narrow right here, but look how spacious that is in there. It's magnificent, the amount of space in here. I love it. I know many of you have heard me talk about this, but I'm gonna, at the risk of being redundant, I'm gonna tell you again, I am a huge fan of 12-volt refrigerators versus absorption style, which we call an RV refrigerator. This does not have to be level to operate. It's extremely efficient, so it uses very little power, and it cools down about 4 times faster than an RV fridge. So really fantastic. I haven't priced it exactly, but if I have an RV fridge in here and I need to replace it, it's probably going to cost around $2,000 or more. These 12-volt refrigerators run closer to the $700 mark. Not that I anticipate you having any trouble with it, but way down the road, when it comes time to replace it, it's not going to break the bank, okay? All right, fuses and breakers down below over here. And now, while I'm here, I've got my air fan up above, remote powered from here, and this is on the Truma system, so you can program everything for your comfort heating and your water heater, different times of day, different temperatures, so on and so forth. One of the coolest things about the EKKO is the bathroom. And I would love to say, Winnebago, your engineers are brilliant. You guys are amazing. How did you come up with such a great idea? Well, okay, they stole it from the Europeans, but who cares? We're here in America, so now we have it. And we probably did a better job than they did anyway. But it's gonna be a little tight to look in here, but here's our bathroom with our sink and our toilet. And that toilet will spin in case you need to move it slightly. Remember, that's a cassette toilet right there, so that all accesses from the outside. You have a little bit of overhead storage up above. Looks really good, right? But wait, no shower. Oh my gosh. Well, they thought of that. So now this converts to a shower room. And now everything drains out through the floor on the bottom. Brilliant. It's one of the greatest things I've ever seen. And it was a couple of years ago I saw this for the first time, and I'm still blown away by it. I just think it's fantastic. Okay, so working our way forward, we do have a microwave. You guys know I've talked a lot about this indirect lighting up overhead. I love having that on at night, all night long. That's LED, so it doesn't draw much power. Even when you're driving down the road late at night, leaving those on right there is not interfering with the driver's vision whatsoever, but you can still see what the co-pilot or passenger is doing back here. So they can see underneath here and up in the overhead. You do have a 2-burner cooktop over here and decent sized sink. Second sink. Remember, there was one in the bathroom also. Really nice, big, huge storage area down here. So that's terrific. You got room for a lot of stuff. And generous drawer space, at least in the bottom one. Obviously, because of our sink, we can't have a full-length drawer up there. And then a little bit of pantry space over here. Adjustable shelving, so you can move that wherever you want. This floor is hard to explain. It's kind of almost like a tweed, but it's amazingly strong. It holds up very well. It's anti-slip right here. Not so porous, you can't just sweep it out. I love it. It was a great choice on their part. When I was back there in the bedroom, you may have noticed there was a table on the bed. And that table mounts right over here in this corner, so that when these seats swing around in the front and face this way, you've got an actual living room area here with 4 seats looking at each other. And that table goes on here and it'll swivel back and forth. So makes for a nice little living space. Remember, 86.5 inches wide overall outside, but there's still plenty of room in here. So this is one of the greatest things ever. All right, so one of the options you can get on an EKKO is a television up here in the front. This one does not have it, as you can see, but easily wired into the system right here if you wanted to add that later on. And then I didn't show you, but I pointed out in the bedroom that there's actually a place for a television back there as well. So hookups front and back. All right, I want to talk a little bit about the cab area up here. This Transit chassis, first of all, feels great. Very good ergonomic design right here. Remember, our 10-speed transmission with manual override is really nice. I've got 14,849 in miles on this thing right now. And you see the multifunction display up in the front right there. So I can choose to have multiple view of things going on all at once. I can have my speedo up there. Adaptive cruise is on this right now, so it'll set your distance for you, or rather you set the distance that you want to maintain right there. There's a compass built into the navigation, and no source active on the audio because I don't have anything turned on right now. I don't have anything connected to Bluetooth. So that's really nice. You can go through all that stuff, and then you can make your changes over here. Say, for example, I want to change the sound or the locking system or the remote start aspect of it. A lot of different things you can do. Over here, I've got my adaptive cruise enabled right now, the lane keeping system. My point here is it's got all the safety features built in. I know what you're thinking. Hey, this thing's got a cracked windshield. We know. We're getting a new windshield in it for you, so rest assured that'll be replaced when you get the thing. So overall, great chassis. The thing drives absolutely wonderful. Ford has really scored a 10 with this. So hopefully on the screen that you're looking at right now, you're going to see my name, Bill Hurtado. My phone number should be on there. That is 714-809-4813. I'm going to go turn my phone on. I think you're going to have a message on there for me. This is unusual to have. We here at Transwest were lucky enough to get this from the factory because we are a premier dealer for Winnebago. And they love us, we love them. And now you can love an EKKO. It's right here. Like I said, just under 15,000 miles. Suppose you wait a year and get a new one. What is it the day you drive it off? It's a used EKKO at that point. You can have it now, you can spend less, you still have all your warranty that you want on the chassis and engine and drivetrain and so forth, and you'll save a lot of money. So, call me, text me, email bill.hurtado@transwest.com. I'm going to go check right now, and you can be the first. Pick up the phone and do what you got to do, okay? Thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I'll hear from you soon.